I see a pressing need for positive change in the world, and I feel like this position is one where I can amplify my own skills and pass on life lessons that I've learned and pass on skill sets that are going to benefit kids and generations to come.
I think the main thing about being a teacher is the aha moments from the students, and there were many. And then so when I'm teaching something, I'm trying my very best to teach them and help them understand the concepts. And it seems like it's not going through, but I say, okay, I'm going to give it one more try, and they say, oh, so that's the, like music in the ears.
My favorite part of elementary is the kids. They're an absolute delight to work with. I love that I can be myself. I'm inherently a dork, and so it's nice to be able to just be myself and work with kids that enjoy it.
I absolutely love coming in every day, seeing a kid's face light up when they say, "Good morning, Mr. York. How are you today, Mr. York?" I love seeing the sense of triumph that some kids have on a daily basis. The knowing that I played some small role in that has been a wonderful experience, but also it's difficult at times to help a kid through a hard day, through a hard experience. But helping kids who are finding themselves in a negative situation or having made a negative choice, turn that around, learn from a mistake, and turn a bad day into a good one is something that makes my day every time.
I think the lens that I look at situations through is totally different than a teacher lens. I love getting to know the parents on a different level than I did as a teacher. I love knowing that, just knowing their stories in a different way, knowing when the family's struggling with loss or grief, or knowing when I can step in and help them with something or provide resources from the district that we are able to offer. I think as a teacher I was aware that there were things, but I wasn't knowledgeable about exactly what those were or how to get the help that they needed. So as an administrator, I feel like I have a bigger role of supporting not just the school but the community as well. There's a family in our community who last year lost their 5-year-old unexpectedly and very tragically. And his older brother is at our school and is struggling. So I like being able to keep tabs on him. I check on him at lunch. I walk past his classroom and pop my head in to make sure that he's doing okay, and it's really nice to be able to pass on my observations to the mom and to help her know what we're seeing and offer additional supports through our school psychologist or our counselor to just be able to support this family through this trial that they're going through. It's a privilege to be an administrator and for families to open up and be able to share what they're going through so that we can help their kids.
Ever since I started this program, I looked at my students differently, from a different angle. I don't just see them as my students and I come here and teach them and then goodbye, that's it. But I try to build a stronger relationship with them, because relationships are what will carry us throughout our lives. They may forget the things that I taught them, but they most likely will remember how I treat them.
It can be difficult on some days to feel like you're making a difference, because you see a tidal wave coming at you constantly, and sometimes it feels like you're trying to battle that with a single cup and just trying to take some away. But there have been times meeting with parents and meeting with teachers where I've been able to facilitate some changes that are going to have a positive impact on the lives of kids, and then for them to recognize the massive amount of progress that their kid has made and for the child themselves to say, yeah, I can do this now and I couldn't do it previously. And it was extra help from Mrs. Hively or Mrs. Nunley that helped get me here. Those are really powerful experiences.
I think the BYU program helped prepare me by opening my eyes to a wider perspective of topics that I wasn't very well rounded in before. I'm always looking at policies and seeing how they support me as an administrator, how they support the teachers or the students or the families, to try and find the best outcome for students, to support them. I'm a much more well-rounded person after attending BYU's administration leadership program.
BYU really did a great job as instilling me is there are always questions to ask, there are always answers to seek, there are always 1% improvements. I remember one of Dr. Boren's lesson is looking for the small improvements, and that's something that was built into me, and then applying it in a real world setting from anyone and everyone I can. I think that's been the best part of it.
The courses, they emphasize the qualities of an administrator, like empathy, compassion, organizational skills. Leadership is not just about leading people, it's about helping people progress, grow, even through successes and through failures. But I think the most important thing about BYU School is that it doesn't just give us the secular knowledge, it also builds us spiritually. And so I get two for the price of one. I really enjoy being a student at BYU.